You've no doubt seen the headlines. I tried this oil for 30 days and look what happened to my skin. Dermatologists don't want you to know about this $5 skincare trick. Struggling with dry patches and fine lines? This ancient oil might be your answer. And my all-time favorite, put this oil in your belly button and it will completely detoxify your body. The oil we're talking about today is actually ancient, and supposedly Cleopatra used it as a skin moisturizer and a way to whiten the whites of her eyes. We're talking about castor oil, better known as a laxative, but in skincare it does have some potential benefits, some specific science-backed benefits, and some otherworldly notions about how it might be helpful to skin and body. We're going to cover all of that in today's video, including how to actually apply castor oil appropriately to the skin to get the benefits that you can reap from it. You know, not a day goes by in the skincare world that we see some really strange stuff on TikTok, and some of it, pseudoscience, maybe some benefits. But castor oil is one of those things that does have really great benefits for skin, especially when it comes to being anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, meaning that it helps reduce bacteria on the skin. It helps in wound healing, and in scientific studies, when combined with curcumin, really can help heal wounds that are resistant to healing up on the surface of the skin. But back in the olden days, the golden days, it was used as a laxative, still has laxative properties. In fact, that's the only use the FDA approves it for. So everything else is off-label use. So let's talk about the skincare benefits of castor oil, since this is a skincare channel and I'm a holistic skincare esthetician. And if you're new and didn't know that, well, welcome to my channel. Chris Gibson, skincare expert, been in skincare 38 years, helping folks find skincare solutions that actually work, don't empty your wallet, and don't do you more harm than good. So if that's the kind of content you've been looking for here on YouTube, hope you'll stick around and subscribe. But let's get right into this. Castor oil, a very thick, odorless oil. It's very sticky, which makes it a superb emollient type of oil to cap moisture, to help trap moisture in the skin. And in the skincare industrial complex, in other words, skincare labs, they fractionate it and include it in many formulations for hair, scalp, and skin because of its moisturizing properties. Now, it comes from the castor bean. The castor bean has ricinoleic acid, which is actually a poison that you probably heard of called ricin. Well, when they process the castor beans to remove the oil or extract the oil, it takes the toxin out. So the oil itself is not toxic, although it is very powerful when used as a laxative, and it can cause gastrointestinal issues if you take it internally. So most people don't use it for any of that anymore. Really, the focus of castor oil over the last several years has been its skin benefit properties. So castor oil, beneficial for your skin because it has fatty acids that help improve your skin's barrier, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial properties, which is how I discovered it back in my teens when I had severe cystic acne. It was an oil I could use. It was very helpful for me personally. That was my personal experience. And in one of my most famous and most watched videos ever on this channel, the holistic approach of applying castor oil mixed with baking soda to warts and moles to remove them naturally and easily and painlessly really does work. You can go to that video. I'll list it down in the video description, and you can see for yourself the comments of how many people have tried that on warts they just could not get rid of, and it actually works. So there's a lot of benefits to castor oil. Of course, when it comes to hair and hair growth, there's no scientific evidence that it helps hair grow, but when used on eyelashes, eyebrows, and the scalp, it's very moisturizing. It reduces breakage and it protects the tiny hair follicle, the new one that's growing, allowing it to grow stronger and thicker, so you end up with thicker lashes and brows and better scalp and hair health. So it's in a lot of specialized shampoos for people that have thinning hair issues. And what about its anti-aging properties? Well, there have been some studies of late in the last 5 years, and I will include the main one down below in the video description as well. There'll be a link to that study you can read for yourself. But it does show promise and some benefit when it comes to supporting skin's own regenerative health. So it can have an impact on fine lines and wrinkles and dark patches and spots. And a lot of people just love it because it lacks some of the irritating properties that other essential type of oils have. Now, this is a vegetable oil. It's made from a bean, but that means it's colorless and odorless. So fragrance-free, all natural way to moisturize and improve your skin's health. The other good news about castor oil as a product is it's extremely inexpensive, and a little bit of it lasts a very, very long time. Now, I've had castor oil in my own skincare arsenal since my teens. I've included in my own do-it-yourself facial mask recipes where you make the mask from things that you already have in your kitchen and apply it to your face. I've used it for wound healing. I've used it for extra dry skin. And as we head into the colder, drier months in the US, that can become a problem. Applying castor oil mixed with a little olive oil or argan oil to the knees, the elbows, to the hands, the feet, wherever you're having dry, cracked skin can be a true miracle worker. And again, super inexpensive, something we're all thinking about these days. Where are we spending our money, especially on skincare? This is one of those items that's multi-purpose. And I don't often come out and say that I recommend everybody have a bottle of this on hand, but I recommend everybody have a bottle of this on hand. So now let's talk about how to apply it properly. So I'm including the demonstration in this video for you so you can see exactly how to measure it out, how to use it, and more importantly, how to actually remove it from the skin properly. And with some skin chemistries can be a little bit more difficult to remove the oil completely from the surface of the skin. Let's jump right into what it can do specifically, and then I'm going to demonstrate how to apply it to your skin and more importantly, how to remove it, because as I said, it is a very thick, sticky oil. And while it does provide all these health benefits, there's a trick to getting it off your skin. So let's start with what type of castor oil you should be looking for. For me, it is a certified organic castor oil contained in a very dark bottle, so it protects the strength and efficacy of the oil. All right, so anti-aging, what can it actually do for fine lines and wrinkles in the texture of the skin? Well, castor oil, when massaged into the skin, actually helps promote and encourage collagen production. It is deeply moisturizing and helps with dryness, flakiness, and also is able to pull moisture from the air, much like what we see with polyglutamic acid and hyaluronic acid. It's able to do that, but in a holistic, natural way, which means it keeps your skin deeply hydrated and plump, preventing transepidermal water loss. Castor oil is also packed with fatty acids, which, as we know, are super beneficial for the lipid layer of your skin, also helping with the area around the mouth. You can even apply it to chapped, dry lips several times a day. You can mix it with glycerin if you want to water it down a little bit for a little extra lip plump. And even though I did say it has laxative properties, that's not going to be enough castor oil to do that. The fatty acids also help speed up cellular reproduction, meaning that newer skin comes to the surface faster. It even can help soothe sunburns, and it is a master at improving the thickness and length of eyelashes and eyebrows. So let's talk about how to apply castor oil. The best way to use it in an anti-aging skincare routine is a capping mechanism at night, known loosely as slugging. After you've applied all your other products, you apply a thin layer of castor oil to help trap that moisture and help your other skincare products work better. All right, so let's apply this castor oil. It doesn't take much, which is the same as with all skincare products, really. Just about that much. About a half a dropper full, massage it into the fingers, and then we're going to just pat it over the skin. Now, I like to do this into my eyebrows. We don't require a brush, just massaging it in. And this is good, guys, for beard and mustache growth and keeping that hair soft. And that's really all there is to it. And then if you're having trouble with short, thinning, hard to grow lashes, taking a brush like this one, this is an eyelash brush, or cleaning out an old mascara brush and applying just a little bit of castor oil to each lash is really, really amazing. And of course, you want to be very careful and not get the oil into your eye. So let's do that. We're going to put a little drop on my finger here. We're going to coat the brush. All right. And then we're just going to close the eye tight and brush the eyelashes with this oil. Right there. Doesn't take much, can work wonders for lashes and brows. Again, guys, beard growth, really a super great oil to use overnight. You don't want to use this oil during the day because it is very sticky, very shiny, And it's going to make your skin and or your beard look really oily and shiny, and cosmetics do not work well on top of this oil. So it's not a great oil to moisturize your skin with during the day, but as an overnight treatment, it just cannot be beat. Castor oil, completely organic, fairly inexpensive. Bottles run anywhere from $7 up to $30 depending on how much of this stuff you need to buy. I personally like to buy and keep on hand the smaller amounts of this oil because after 6 months, it does start to degrade and is not as effective. The castor oil that I like to use is Kate Blanc Cosmetics. I'll put a link down below in the video description box so you guys can check that out. But let's talk about how to get this oil off, because again, it is very, very sticky. So the two easiest ways to remove this oil are to use a hot, steamy washcloth and apply it to your face for about half a minute. It helps to dislodge the oil from your pores and helps to dilute it, making it easier to wash off. That single step will usually take enough of the oil off your skin that you can use your face wash and remove the rest of it. Certain skin types, particularly oily skin types, have a more difficult time removing this oil. And in that case, you would take a teaspoon of baking soda and mix it in a cup of warm water and rinse your face with that, because the enzymes in the baking soda actually break down the castor oil and will completely remove it from your skin. Super simple, inexpensive way to give your anti-aging skincare routine a boost and having your skin looking dewy, plump, and hydrated after the very first night you try this. Now, if you found today's video on the truth about castor oil, how it works and what it can actually do for you helpful, if you did, please like it, share it out, let me know in the comments below. And if you're using castor oil or you decide to try it for yourself, please come back and let us know how it worked for you in the comments below this video, because all of us would love to know. Now, for even more ways to roll back the clock on skin and body aging, be sure to check out this video that I picked out for you next. That said, stay beautiful, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you over on that next video.